Now, bad thing about Shwintek is there's a screw out here on the outside of the camper that you have to get out before you can pop the motor up out. Well, there's something in the way. It's this fascia. So it's up near the top, and it's behind this fascia. So how do we get that screw out? Because you can't get that motor out till you get that screw out. Welcome to the Hillbilly RV channel. Today we're in a gentleman's driveway. He owns this travel trailer here behind me, and he has a Swhwintek Slide Room. Shocker, it ain't working. So we're gonna see if we can figure out what's wrong with it today, and get the appropriate parts ordered, and then be back at another time to repair this. So let me show you what we're gonna do first. First thing we're going to do is access the controller and do some testing. The controller lives back in here, and I'm going to remove it from the wall and get it out here where we can get to it, and then we'll do some testing. Alright, so we got this controller down here where we can see it now. I hope y'all can see. We got one green light that tells us it's motor number 1 that's having an issue. If it were 2 blinks, it'd be motor number 2. We're getting 9 red blinks. We read right here, 9 is wire short between controller and motor. Okay, is it a wire short or is it a bad motor? I don't know. This thing is not smart enough to tell us. But what we're going to do right now, we know the problem child is, if you're looking from the outside of the camper, it's the right side. So what we're going to do is we're going to switch these 2 harnesses right here, motor 1 and motor 2, and then we are going to go inside and we're going to push the switch. But now when you do this, it reverses your switch. Extend is retract, retract is extend. So what this is going to tell us is, does this change it from one end to the other end? If it does, then we may actually just have a bad controller. If it makes no difference, if it's still the same end, won't move, then we know the issue is either in our harness or our motor, just like the legend right here tells us. Now I'm going to go ahead and let's see, I think, do we have to alright, so we can put this thing in manual override too. We're not going to do that. We're just going to leave it like this, and we're going to go in there and try it. I'll report back here in just a second. Okay, didn't change, still the same end, so I'm going to put these back before we forget. By we, I mean me. Alright, we're going to put these back where they belong. And we're going to do one more test, just for grins and giggles. Now we know this is labeled motor 1 and motor 2. So I'm going to try just to run the motor. We got, I can plug this now, red and black wire here in this 6-pin connector. That's our motor, positive and negative. I'm going to try to just run this motor and see what happens. Alright, I have a power wheel adapter. Fits on a Milwaukee 12-volt battery that I use to do stuff like this with. I'm just going to put a paper clip in that alligator clip, put it down here touching that wire, that black wire. Now I don't know which way to switch. We'll figure that out here in just a second. Alright, I got a little switch here. Let's see what happens. Nothing. Switch the wires. That would just run it to a different direction. So I don't know which direction's which. Nothing. Okay. We have to access the motor. We have to get that. We have to get that motor out. Yeah, we got to get that motor out, and it's probably gonna be a bad motor, but we have to get the motor out, or get access to the motor anyway, to even tell for sure whether it's the motor or the wiring harness, like the controller says it's blinking. So let me show you how we do that with the room all the way in. It's a bit tricky. All right, well, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to have to get some fascia off the front of this room so we can get to the motor. And as always, it's not on this end where you have good access. It's down there where the room is right up against a wall. It's never this end. So yeah, let's make our way down here. Oh, smoke alarm. Battery's going bad in the smoke alarm. Wherever it's at. So I'm sorry, y'all just have to listen to the smoke alarm chirp. Because of course, like I said, this motor, the one that we're having issues with, is way back in there. So yeah, so let me show you how we're going to do this. First thing we'll do is get some fascia off this thing. I've showed that many times, but we're going to show it again, not in detail. But it's really, with this slide room in, really nowhere to set you guys. So we're just going to very gingerly pry the fascia off. We're going to start with this corner doodad. Get that out of the way. And then we can start with the side. Just got to be gentle. Don't want to break this trim, because you'd never be able to find it again. Oh, where y'all looking? Y'all looking up in the sky, and I'm working down here. Here we go. Get that piece of fascia off. Lay it up here out of the way for right now. Alright. Oh good. That's probably all we have to do as far as fascia. The rubber roof kind of wraps around. We need to get this board off here. So this rubber roof membrane kind of wraps around here and attaches to the top and to this piece of plywood on the face of this. So we need to get that off. Alright, we need to go ahead and pull. This actually has rubber membrane. It goes all the way down the side. So we got to get that off too. We'll put it back later. We just got to get out of the way for right now. Did y'all remember to bring the drill in? This has got screws in it, holds it on. Y'all didn't bring the drill? Boy, y'all not much help today, are you? Alright, fine. I'll go get the drill. Y'all just chillax a second. At least we'll be able to reach our arm back in there at that point. Alright. Just take, there's just like 4 or 5 screws here. Hold this to the side of the room. Some of the screws are tore up though. I need y'all's light, so I'm gonna cut y'all off, get this out of the way. Now, bad thing about Shwintek is there's a screw out here on the outside of the camper that you have to get out before you can pop the motor up out. Well, there's something in the way. It's this fascia. So it's up near the top, and it's behind this fascia. So how do we get that screw out? Because you can't get that motor out till you get that screw out. Well, I'm fixing to show you. It's not pretty, but it's the only way I know to do it. If you know a way, different way, let me know. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna reach back here, because there's enough room to get my fingers in, see if I can feel where that screw is. Bad thing is you kind of got to know where it's at. All right, this is really bad because it's going to be where I can't touch. It's over in here and I can't get my fingers back that far even. Well, when I find that screw, what I'm going to do is guesstimate it as best I can where that screw's at, and I'm going to drill a hole right here. So we can get a screwdriver in there and get a screw out. It's the only way I know how to do it. So let me work on that, and I'll be back when I drill the hole and show you that. All right, folks, you ain't gonna believe this one. We drilled a hole. We was close, but when I finally got on the screw, the threads were stripped. So I've been struggling trying to get that screw out for probably a good 20-30 minutes, but we got it. Just never give up, just keep on going. So yeah, what a dirty trick for them to play on us to strip that screw out. So now let's go inside. All right, so now we got that screw out. Reach back here in there where you ain't gonna be able to see, because I can only get my arm back here. Pull that rubber aside and just pry that motor up out of its little bracket, and then we'll use the motor on the other end to run the room out a little bit, and we'll just have to physically move this end. But it's not too bad. The good thing about a Shwintek is it's sitting on rollers. If the coach manufacturer installed the room correctly, there's a metal roller, bearing roller, every 18 inches under this room. So once you get this motor out of the equation, the room moves pretty easy. So let me see if I can reach back in there with a straight screwdriver before I drop it. Got it. And just pry that motor up out, and we'll go from there. All right, finally got that motor out, and we're gonna finish testing it by putting power on the black and red wire on this connector right here. And I'm gonna have to get these guys to help me. I don't know how much you're gonna be able to see. Kind of takes like 4 hands to do this. Y'all, I think y'all kind of in the dark anyway. I think you'll get the gist of the idea. I think I can hold these. I need to make sure I didn't pop this fuse too while ago. Had a little sparky. Oh yeah, she's fried. Toast. She's toast. That's why I put that fuse in there. That exact reason. Oh yeah.
And with experience doing it.
It really sucks when you melt wires.
That hurt that.
Yeah. Alrighty. We'll just use our 12-volt battery again here. Hold that motor for me. And I am going to just touch the black and the red terminal. And then I'm going to need somebody to flip that switch for me here in just a second. Alright. Alright, hang on now. Ooh, woo! She shorted out. Yeah, motor's bad. Yeah, it's really bad. So, got to get a motor. Get a motor, we'll be back. That'll be a whole separate video though. So, I hope y'all learned something. I don't know, it's just a nightmare trying to get to that screw with the room all the way in. They should put an access hole in that trim. That would be ideal, but they're not going to do that, so we just had to drill a hole. So as always, thanks for watching. I'm going to order this fella a motor. I don't know, last time I priced one of these things, it was like $500-600 bucks. Lord only knows how much they are now, because it's been a little while. Hopefully they're available. We'll just go from there. I'm going to go up the road and fix another one, and y'all have a fantastic day. Alright, I'm not sure I made some stuff clear there. Can you see the rust? Can you see the rust? I can't tell if that's focusing or not. Try this. Oh, there it was. Is that rust? So that gearbox is just jammed up, and the motor and gearbox comes together. So, and also, you see that mark in that black plastic? I have to get my face out of the way. There's where the screw went and hit. Up here's where it should be. See that indentation? I actually made a hole in it to show the customer. That's where that screw should have been. So they missed they missed that hole in that motor by about 1/4 inch, which is when I drilled that original hole to access that screw from the outside, I'd have been dead on if that screw had been in the right place, but that screw was about 1/4 inch too low. So, and they had stripped it out. Because it just self threads in that piece of aluminum trim is all that screw does. It just goes in and sticks inside that motor in that little slot and holds that motor, keeps it from raising up. This is those 4 bolts sticking out of the bottom is what keeps it from spinning. They go down in the bracket, in holes in the bracket, and keep that motor from spinning, but the screw keeps it from raising up, and that's all that holds the motor in. So yeah, if they if they had put the screw in the right place, they wouldn't have stripped it out, because they tried to force it because they knew it wasn't in, but they were trying to force it and it was in the wrong place and blah blah blah. But that job would have been a lot easier if that screw had been in the right place. So I'm not sure that was clear in the video, so just want to make sure that's clear now. Is that clear? Okay, good.